Hey YouTube, this is Rack City, and I'm Johnny.
I'm Rose.
I'm Nikki.
And this is Boba Fett, episode 5, second to last.
Wow.
So last time we left off with the Mandalorian song,
Yeah,
kind of
the
this theme.
music.
Yeah, so, and that, plus she was like, we need to find people to hire, so
Yeah.
guess that's where we're heading.
Hopefully,
Maybe.
they might rescue the show.
Anything from last episode you guys want to say before we get into it?
So we got the backstory with the why Fennec is sticking around. I guess.
I know you're still not sold.
No. Well, it's just like I'll be loyal to you and you be loyal to me.
But yeah, so guys, thank you guys very much for being here. Guys, if you like your time here, please leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more. Check out the Patreon description if you guys want to see the uncut version of this reaction, or you want access to the early access podcast. I say it that way, I don't know why. So thank you guys very much for being here, and we'll see you in discussion.
Oh, here he comes.
That's Mando.
That's Mando. He's got the stick.
Wait, is
That's
Mando?
the Mando.
He's got the stick. What's up? We knew. I called it.
What's he here for?
I guess we're gonna interrupt his bounty hunt.
He's so cool. Just look.
Oh my gosh.
Left a practical time. Let's discuss our offer. I can bring you in warm, or I can bring you in cold.
Ow!
Oh, he actually
gee.
bit him. Oh, we actually got a bite in. How dares?
Whoa!
He has the sword. I forgot about that.
He still has it. He's not using it.
Oh, now
Oh,
he's
there we
using
go.
it. Oh, right through someone.
Nice.
Oh, what?
Ouchie.
The leg.
You're shooting the wrong place, guys.
Ah! Oh, that guy's dead. Oh!
What?
Okay, nice. See, that's what I like.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yes, it is. They're like waiting with their little knives.
Guys, just give up. The guy who was paying you is gone.
You do me the honor of letting me pass. You all can help yourselves to whatever you think you deserve from your former employer.
Say less.
Yeah, totally, dude.
go.
Yeah, sure.
You gonna let him get it all? Get in there.
Right? Like, I want some. Now limp out, Mando.
Yeah.
How dare you get a shot on the
Ignore
leg?
the bodies on the floor.
Yeah, it's crazy. We've never seen him get hit in the leg.
Why is he injured? So
Now
disappointed.
he's injured now.
You're disappointed?
I'm so disappointed.
He's injured now that he has to go help our boy. Over.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Count Dooku. No.
What the heck?
What am I looking at?
It's a helmet. Oh,
It's her.
Send to him.
There are more? Yeah. Oh, he's
What's
heavy.
up?
wait, who's he?
Long time no see.
He's the guy who got into an argument with him way back when in season 1.
Oh, you actually remember?
Yeah.
I didn't know if I would ever see you again.
Vizsla? He's a Vizsla?
Vizsla?
Beyond the father. Sorry for your sacrifice. There are 3 of us now.
Oh.
What's this list? Bring it to me.
Are they gonna start making him? Is there?
No way.
But what if they do?
As carefully as possible.
Try not to activate it.
There are 2 of us now.
The Empire may last for less than 30 years. Mandalorians have existed 10,000.
Wow.
However, it is not won in combat and falls into the hands of the undeserving. It will be a curse unto the nation. Mandalore will be laid to waste and is forged over 1,000 years ago by the Mandalore Tar Vizsla. He was both Mandalorian and Jedi.
Jedi, this is the way.
This is the way.
Oh, he's
Oh,
like, I
no.
want it.
Oh, man.
Bo-Katan Kryze was born of a mighty house, but they lost sight of the way. Her rule ended in tragedy. They lost their way, and we lost our world.
Such an interesting way to take it.
tested on the moon of Concordia, we would have not survived the Great Purge.
Flashbacks. Oh, bombers.
Those born of Mandalore strayed
Oh my
away
goodness.
from the path. Eventually, the Imperial interlopers destroyed all that we knew and loved in the Night of 1,000 Tears.
Wow. Those are the cities they have in the big domes.
Oh,
Oh no.
those guys.
What are you shooting? There's like nothing
There's
there.
nothing.
Bodies, probably.
Shoot the darkness.
What shall I forge?
Something for a foundling,
Aww.
The way
For little Grogu, maybe?
for a specific foundling.
Yeah!
They always just come back to him during these forging.
Yeah.
It's like there's no reaction shot. It's a mask.
Oh, little rings to make a chainmail or something?
I think so. Oh, it's so tiny.
He is not a pro at this. Oh my gosh.
you are fighting against the blade.
Oh, that's
Okay.
Oh, he's got his jetpack.
That's why nobody was worried. Okay. I just saw him go, whoa.
Oh.
Ow.
Your body is strong, but your mind is
Because
strong.
he wants to see Grogu.
The blade says otherwise.
Maybe the dark saber belongs.
Oh,
Of course. Of course.
Do you agree to this duel, Din Djarin?
So that,
Of course.
you have to.
Yeah. You don't. Well. Shame.
And last time these two fought, he was a bit better.
he was more than a little bit better.
Yeah. No
Oh.
jetpack.
No jetpack.
You guys realize where you are, right?
Oh!
Ooh, he got a little shield. Look at that.
Like a little buckler.
It's really heavy for you still, Mando. You gotta bring your mind.
Oh, you see, his sword is like shaking,
Yeah.
vibrating. Whoa!
Oh my gosh. Oh, he's losing.
Yeah.
Nice. Don't let him grab you.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he grabbed you. Oh, you saw her. Oh, look.
Oh, I thought he went over.
Yeah. Wow, he cannot hold that thing.
Bruh.
He was about to kill him. Wow.
Oh!
Stab him in the butt. Guys, that's not Beskar. Don't do that on each other.
100%. Guys.
He fights better without the blade.
Yeah. The sword's like a detriment.
You didn't say that when he was about to kill Mando.
Right?
Oh, dear.
Have you ever removed your helmet?
Yes.
Oh.
Oh, dear.
Have you ever removed your helmet?
I have.
Then you are a Mandalorian.
What?
More.
I forgot it was that strict.
Free, one may only be redeemed in the living waters beneath the mines of Mandalore.
What?
But the mines have all been destroyed.
This is the way.
Wow.
She's like, that's you. It sounds like a you problem.
Give me my sword.
You give him the blade?
He won. He has to get a blade.
I mean, no. Mando won.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But does he keep the blade because he
Yeah.
lost Mandalorianness?
Yeah, he still keeps the blade. It's
Because
his.
it's anybody who wins in
Yeah.
the duel.
You lost your people.
Again.
At least you got the gift for Grogu before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here we go.
It's just everything.
But it's getting full. Hurry up.
Ow. He's like, I know everything that's in there. You better not take anything.
Drinks.
You got to keep his backpack though.
This is not a weapon.
So let's
Transportation.
not count that rocket in there. Okay.
Hello, child.
Are you gonna collect another child?
What's to say? I want to join a cult.
You can.
Darn it.
He's also green. He misses Grogu.
He's like my son.
No way you have a picture. Oh, okay.
Oh, the gift.
Maybe it's a little chain.
Tiny chainmail.
It's actually shaped like his head.
Oh my goodness. They did that on purpose.
Yes, because they can't bring him back.
Another cute droid.
Oh no!
Treadwell, get in there and move that engine block so I can blast it.
Look how many she has.
The animal is stealing his droid.
He said no.
Is it democracy all of a sudden? We're fine? Okay, it's not here. Maybe it ran.
It's chewing.
It's chewing.
Oh.
Okay.
What an entrance! Oh, BD? You good? Oh, good. Oh, boy. Hey, look, everyone, it's Mando!
Everyone walks away.
Not him.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, that's
What is
a
that?
that's a Naboo starfighter.
Any idea what this is?
Yeah.
This is an N1
The Royal Guard. Yeah.
for the Royal Guard, a commission personally by the Queen of Naboo.
Words.
Pile of junk.
I was gonna say.
Credits back.
Yes.
No, take it. It's awesome.
While we're waiting, can I tell you a little something about this?
Yes.
I know she doesn't look like much, but you got here a lot earlier than I expected, and I didn't get a chance to finish. I mean, clearly you can see I've got all the parts right here. And
Wow.
I mentioned she could jump into hyperspace with no docking ring? I
Wow.
mean, come on.
And they're already crazy fast. They have sprint mode.
I'm telling you.
What?
At least it didn't
You
begin.
gotta believe me. It's a classic.
Okay.
Build
He's
your
like,
own
I have
ship.
literally nothing else to do.
Need a jello for a while.
What?
Birdie. Great birdie.
Oh,
And they
they're
come
ju-
here
were
so
just there?
fast.
A lot
A lot of
of issues.
issues.
Guys, the parts you want, the specs you need, and I'm gonna make it work, alright? I stayed in the job. I know what I'm doing.
Mhm.
I'm working on you right now. Just go find the parts.
What the hell?
Furry.
Oh,
Oh, we're gonna get it nice and shiny.
Like him.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
okay.
carriers.
It's already shiny. Look at
You
that.
just getting nothing but speed mods for this.
Right.
Yeah.
That's already crazy fast.
Okay.
The hell?
Why?
Oh wow. It looks just like him.
Yeah.
Yeah, start her up.
By the way, that looks so small. Oh, I guess it's bigger than it seems. I was gonna say, can he even fit? But he can.
Yeah, the blue hue glow around the engine.
Cool.
And the blue should like extend with the more speed it goes.
Engaging forward drive.
Yeah.
Oh. We're just blasted and stuff.
Crashes into Jabba's palace.
Hey, Eric. There's a gunk stove deck.
What?
What does that even mean?
The teamwork.
Becker's Canyon.
What a place to test it.
That was a cool chase scene. Oh no, it was I think it was the
Pod racing.
pod racing scene here.
It's in the games too.
See what she's got.
Even faster.
You weren't going to max? Yeah, it's in the jet
No,
streams.
there's the blue.
Yeah. That's what I remember from the game.
Out into space. Here we go.
There it is.
Cool.
Oh,
They're still on there.
they're going back.
You could have been here, kid, if
He
you joined our
waves
cult.
back.
He nodded.
Aw.
He nodded. Now you don't have to fly commercial anymore.
Yay.
Oh.
Oh.
New Republic?
Ooh.
Was I doing something wrong, officer? You're not allowed to fly that fast next to a commercial.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Also operating without a beacon. You're gonna need to run one for us.
Oh no, not this again.
Relinquish your flight control for remote control access.
Hell no.
I think we can let him off with the warning this time.
They know who he is.
Yeah.
Yes?
guy.
My familiar. Did you used to fly a Razor Crest? You mind answering a few questions?
I mean, he sees you right there.
Run!
Like, bye.
How did it jump?
Getting power up his hyperdrives.
Easy jump, kid. Those were
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no trace on our sensors. Are we reporting this?
Nah.
You want to go back to base? Fill out reports all day?
No, sir.
Nice.
Oh, by the way, an old friend of yours dropped by, said she was looking for you.
You know the girl you tried to kill.
I told her I didn't know where you were. Then I locked her out and engaged the hangar security system.
So she's here.
She tell you her name?
Fennec Shan.
Yeah.
By any chance, are you looking for work?
Might could be.
Pays good.
What's the bounty?
No bounty. We need muscle.
Boba Fett.
He sure would appreciate it.
Sure.
That's on the house.
Ooh.
Stop taking jobs for free.
I gotta pay a visit to a little friend.
Oh, he's
Oh,
gonna
we're-
go see Grogu first.
Yeah. So I guess
That's how the show's
he'll
ending?
come back in the nick of time during the next episode. Don't worry.
I'm so sad he's disowned.
He disowned himself. Discussion.
Discussion.
You were on the mark. That was the best episode of the season. Boba Fett wasn't even in it.
That's what I wrote that down. I was like, show is interesting now that Boba is gone.
Oh, that's what you mean. I was like, what do you mean I was right?
You said
What
that
did
he's
you-
gonna
He's gonna save the show.
Yeah, save
Yeah.
the show.
Yeah.
Basically, this entire episode was just Mando.
Yeah, and it was so exciting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was totally into it.
Yeah.
This is exactly what I was telling you guys. I think it was on camera, where a lot of people say Boba does not have a character, and I've always felt like the Mandalorian was Boba Fett, what people wanted out of Boba Fett, and a bit of his character was kind of what Boba Fett was in Legends, and I thought that maybe when the Mandalorian show first came out, that was kind of like a see what we can do, and then they introduced Boba Fett, but I do feel like they changed Boba Fett's character from what it was in the Legends, and I understand you can't really change something that hasn't happened yet, in canon. But this episode, that's kind of what people were expecting and hoping for Boba Fett. So that's where the disappointment comes from.
Yeah.
But I still like the show. It's just that's the comparison that I've been trying to say.
Yeah.
You see
Yeah.
that rule of cool. He walks in. There's that air of mysticism around him, and he's not cruel.
No.
Yeah.
But if you get into a fight with him, it's done. He
There's
kills
no
everybody in the
mercy.
room.
Yeah.
You slice a guy in half. Did you
Right.
expect that? Boba
No,
wouldn't do that.
I did not expect him to kill the guy.
But well, maybe Boba would. But they haven't shown him like that. We
No.
want to see that side of him.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you're a bad guy. But yeah.
And he still has the sword.
Yeah, he
I
has this-
totally forgot about the sword,
Me
and
too.
then they brought it out like we didn't forget.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
But he wasn't able to fight with it well because he's not
He's resisting
resisting
sword.
it. Like no, he's trying to. He's resisting the sword, but he's trying to wield it instead
Do
of
what I
like-
want. Do what I want.
Yeah, so he's like fighting against the sword.
He needs to learn Jedi ways.
Let go.
Speaking of Jedi ways, it's kind of jumping forward. We can go back later. He wants to reconnect with Grogu.
Yes.
But he's going with the Mandalorian ways, which is solidarity and unity,
Yeah.
loyalty. Instead of the way of the Jedi, which is what he's left him to, which is to break attachments.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because maybe it's kind of, I don't think they have enough time to pursue this, but it might be like a peek into it. Maybe they'll go back to Mandalorian next season, where he's gonna have to come to terms to what it means to be a Jedi, so that he can both understand Grogu better and maybe even change because he no longer belongs to the Mandalorians and can never fix that.
Yeah. I think you were gonna say something.
No.
Oh. Yeah. I think that this was kind of the what do you call it? Scratch my back, scratch your back kind of thing.
Yeah.
Back in Mandalorian season 2, we got that little bit of Boba Fett. We never got an episode about him, but we got a lot on him there. And then the end, we got Boba Fett is coming. This episode was paying it back. Where next season, that's what Mandalorian is going to be about. I think that's what that was. Even though we got an entire episode on him, but he's more popular at this point.
Yeah. They could do that, whereas they probably couldn't do that with Boba Fett in The Mandalorian.
No. Not without a drastically different character. You
Yeah.
couldn't introduce in an action-packed setting that the Mandalorian was back-to-back action, introduce a character that's all about slowing it down and methodically doing things, it would have broken the stride.
But yeah, back to the beginning, that capture of the bounty, he got injured.
Yeah.
Why? I guess part of it was just so he could go get healed by the people, you know, kind of show their relationship a little bit, that they're taking care of each other.
And also show he was unfocused.
Yeah.
Like he's not in his A game now, he's lost Grogu.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense, because I couldn't understand why he was getting injured and getting, like, hit.
Yeah.
But it was because first of all, he wasn't able to wield the sword properly, and he was distracted.
Yeah. And he won't admit it.
He won't admit it.
He's like, you're
I am
empty nesting.
focused.
No, I'm fine. And then we hear about Chris, the girl from the last...
Bo-Katan.
Bo-Katan.
Kryze.
Bo-Katan Kryze, yeah.
Yeah.
She used to date, and I thought they were married, but I guess not. She was with Pre-Vizsla. He was the guy who originally wanted to take over everything, and he got killed at some point, which I'm not going to get into detail because we might watch that one day in the Clone Wars. I'm kind of spotty on it. I don't know where the sword was lost, but I know he had it for a while because it was in the family of the Vizsla for a very long time. But interestingly, this kind of brings up the Rebels canon. I've seen Rebels, kind of. Saw a lot of pieces of it. It was a cartoony show more dedicated towards kids, but introduced a lot of concepts like Thrawn and stuff like that. And in that show, one of the girls who was with Death Watch gifted the saber after she got it back to Bo-Katan. And at that time, the fans were a little bit
Upset.
Fans weren't upset about it, but people were talking about how strange it was that Bo was just going to take it and take over and stuff like that. So I guess
They were explaining.
Yeah, they kind of... Yeah. It's just interesting to have seen a character like Bo-Katan be portrayed as almost like the protagonist, good guys, and I will take over and everything's going to be better. And then it just shows nothing went horribly wrong.
Yeah.
Just interesting to see.
So they didn't explain this result in the Rebels?
No, Rebels literally ended with like on a happy note that she was going to like fix everything, and she came in and helped them in the last episode. Because it wasn't about the Mandalorians. But it left them off as they came to help them in like some final battle, and then she went back to take over the planet and push the Empire out.
Right.
And what we see is from pushing the Empire out, they did not take that lightly.
No. And unfortunately, it went with the prophecy that if you cannot be gifted, you have to win it in battle. And that's why she got it gifted, and maybe she heard she did believe the prophecy, because when Mando won it fighting Moff Gideon, she was disappointed and sad, because like she wanted to win in battle, and maybe that's her way of wanting to like redeem herself.
Maybe.
Like
because the family did abandon the way, apparently.
Right, but she's still in an abandoned way.
Yeah,
she's still going along with...
she was like, we're gonna make a new way or something like that.
Yeah.
Well,
and making fun of Mando
because they were taking their helmets off and everything.
Well, you see, that's the weird thing. The taking the helmets off thing was not common. It was like they were the weirdos for the very long time.
The ones who didn't take it off?
Yeah, because they were an extremist cult. Like, nobody was like that. I want to say, for most of their history, it was not a big deal to take off your helmet.
In Mandalorian?
In the Mandalorians. Unless they're saying now that it was maybe an ancient way that everyone abandoned, maybe. But I get the feeling from the way that others have talked about them that they were just extremists. But
that the people who kept their helmets on were extremists.
That they were the extremists.
Okay.
Yeah. Because in the Rebels show, every Mandalorian, all super commandos, nobody thought it was weird to take off their helmet. Everybody took off their helmet. And they'd been successful in the past. So maybe this group felt like, ever since they fell from graces, because they were a warrior culture and eventually they stopped because they were defeated. Maybe after that point, the extremists separated.
It makes sense, because the way when she was telling the backstory, and they were talking about just before everything was destroyed, she was like, everyone lost their way. So that makes sense that the majority of people were like, nah, it's okay, loosen the rules. And a few people were holding tight to the ancient way because...
Cloistered on a different planet.
Yeah.
Cloistered. I like that word. Cloister.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start using that word. And then Mando has duel with big guy.
Yeah.
Paz Vizsla.
And I would just like to say that the armor is picking favorites. You know?
What?
The armor is picking favorites. I mean, when Mando was about to die, she didn't
Oh,
say
the
anything.
armorer. Yeah. She was
And-
protecting the other guy.
And then when the other guy was about to lose, she was like, "Wait,
enough.
did you remove your helmet, young man?"
Yeah. She's like finding the loophole.
I think there may have been a little give there, because when the guy he was gonna kill Mando, he could have rolled out of the way, whereas the guy when Mando had a knife to his neck,
There was no way out.
He
Yeah.
was just dead.
But
Yeah.
did she have to point out the helmet thing?
But remember, last time they fought, she also did that.
Oh.
And to be fair, it was kind of the same situation where he had him up against the wall and he had the knife to his neck. So maybe there is something there.
Maybe when you end the
That's how you
duel,
end a
maybe
duel.
That's just how. What
That's
you
what I was saying with the whole. She brought up the whole speech thing, and that's inspection day.
do. Okay.
You know, like we're all just saying, don't kill each other. There's no need for that. I don't know. I'm just guessing.
She so casually was like, "Nah, fam, you out."
Yeah.
You
And the
gotta
other
go.
guy was like, leave apostate.
Apostate.
Yeah. Well, I guess he has a new mission to go dig out the mines.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Of Mandalore.
I was thinking that like he's got a ship. Just go back and dig really deep. Dig forever.
What he needs to do is earn enough credits to hire someone to do it for him.
That planet got glassed. Because Mandalore, sure, it wasn't the most populous planet, but it was a very influential planet. That's a big deal. They genocided the Mandalorians, and from the way they talked about it, I thought they kind of like lined up all the troops and bombed out the troops.
Yeah.
But no, they literally killed every single Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Even the cities, the dome cities. Which the reason they have dome cities is because their planet was devastated from war over their thousands of years. So they built like paradise domes.
I'm very sad though that he's lost his connection there. But I think it was important for the continuation of his mission. It's kind of, I think we talked about this with the Star Wars Visions, where you kind of have to give the protagonist a reason to leave.
Yeah.
And this was because otherwise he would be comfortable there. He goes, he sees Grogu, he comes back, he just lives. He just lives with them,
The
three
end.
of them
I think-
together. The end.
I think they're trying to set up for a season 3 because I mean it's not like this is gonna get resolved in one episode.
Well, that's what I was saying. The next thing after this would be another Mandalorian season.
Yeah.
But yeah, he needed to be kicked out. He needed to be kicked out of the house so he can go make a life. So at least he'll maybe the next season will be both Mandalorian and Boba Fett together. You think they would do that, or they'd stick with just like the winning character?
I think they're gonna stick with Mandalorian, but I think Bubba's gonna like give him bounties or something like that.
We'll visit Boba, but I don't think he'll come with.
Yeah. So, especially since he's daimyo now.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
spent too much time setting up his connections on this world.
For him to
Just
just be
true.
like, peace out next season. Yeah.
Yeah, that would almost be worse than having him had never done this whole arc in the first place.
Yeah.
And
Would
then
it
he gets. Oh, sorry. What?
Would it be?
Would it be worse than
Would
Lee?
it be?
It just went through all this time of him setting this up, and sure, it wasn't the best thing in the world, but to just leave after
Yeah.
all that,
Feels like a waste. The other
You're
thing,
saying?
I was just saying. Then he gets stopped by the cops.
Yeah,
Again.
And
Because
then-
he's flying too close to the commercial. I was gonna say it's
I was
kind of
like,
dangerous.
I was gonna
that's
say
really
too.
close. Yeah.
Like that loud?
Usually I only see people do that when they're about to bomb the heck out of a ship.
I was kind of nervous when the guy who knows him was like, I recognize your voice. At first, no, but he said let's let him off with a warning. And at first I was like, oh, he must recognize him. But then he was like, I recognize you. I was like, oh, he just recognized him. And now we're in trouble. Because I think the last thing he said to him was, don't let me catch you doing this again or something like that, right?
Yeah. And it's funny that every single time he catches him, it's like right after he does some huge thing with the Imperials
Yeah.
at an Imperial base. And it's like, so can I ask you a few questions? Nope.
Well, now he's
Speed
faster. He's faster than anything out there, literally.
Yeah.
He thought he jumped to hyperspace. How
No,
fast
that
he
was
went.
sub
Yeah.
sub.
I'm not a snitch.
Oh, by the way, you don't know what is it? Warp drive ring.
Yeah.
There used to be like a ring that's the smaller TIE fighters and stuff would like kind of hook into, and then that would let you jump to warp in the smaller things
Because they can't normally.
Yeah.
Most starships can't jump to hyperspace by themselves, which is why in the old movies, the rebels they did hit and run tactics, so all their starships had hyperspace capability. So they just pop out of nowhere, starfighters blast the Imperials and leave, but the Imperials couldn't return because the Imperials were projection of power. So all their ships didn't have hyperdrive, and they just come in massive hangars. Wait, I just talked about the ship for a little bit.
Yes.
So that ship, I remember playing this video game. I think it was called Star Wars Starfighter. It might have been, but there was a couple levels in particular where it was really fun to fly around on that little yellow ship, and it had the boost where I remember seeing the little trails on the side.
The blue.
Oh, I think I remember that.
I think you played it for a little bit too.
I really liked that one.
And it really felt special because in that game it was where the Royal Guard were a small group. There's not many of us because they also most of them were destroyed in the Separatist invasion. So it's just real nice to see that again, and it's nice to know that the people making this, they know these older things to bring back.
Royal Guard for who?
Naboo. So Naboo has a queen, but they're in the Republic, back in the Republic era.
Oh, okay.
It's also the planet that Palpatine was born on. It's also the planet where Padme, she was the queen of Naboo.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the Royal Guard, they had ground forces, but they also had the Royal Guard for space. And
I
they
was
had
thinking
those
of
ships.
Coruscant the whole time. Okay.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan was apparently in love with the Queen of Coruscant.
Oh.
There was a Queen of Coruscant?
Wasn't it? Am I thinking of the right
I
place?
think
What?
he was in love with Senator Satine, I think.
And Lush.
Nerd.
I knew it. I knew you were going to say that.
Anything more about the episode? Because I kind of have an aside.
Let me see.
I just had the last thing that happened.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say the Mythosaur thing was interesting. I wonder if he's going to find one in Mandalorian Season 3.
The Mythosaur?
Mythosaur.
Oh, they were talking. That's the thing that Bubba rode.
In the
Yeah.
Christmas special.
Right.
Yeah, which is supposed to be a myth. So the fact that
Mythosaur.
Boba wrote it at all is insane.
And he's just like, yeah, I wrote it.
What happened to that thing?
They don't exist anymore, but yeah. It's like, I wrote a dinosaur. Yeah. What about it? That's what you were
does it?
saying.
Yeah, so this episode ended with, sure, I'll help you, Bubba, but I gotta pay a visit first. So, as I said in the reaction, I wonder, are we, I know what you said. What you said is probably what's gonna happen. We're gonna go back to Bubba, and he'll be fighting, and then Mando will come in just in time. It's like, maybe with Grogu.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have Grogu, because that's not good for Grogu. But, yeah, I think that's probably what they're gonna do. Otherwise, they might do, like, the whole more or half of the episode on him actually going to Grogu.
Or Season 3 of Mandalorian takes place between him leaving there.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking.
That might be good too.
Hopefully they do it a little bit better than this season of Boba Fett, because it was a little bit confusing.
Just jumping
Or
into Mando.
Not confusing. It was not jumping into Mando, jumping between the flashbacks and what he's doing currently. It was like jarring because it stops the momentum of one, because they don't really line up, his flashbacks and what he's doing now.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So it's not like, oh yeah, I remember when I used to do this thing with the
And then we
Tuskens,
see.
but it was like, okay, I'm doing this thing here, stop, and then I'm doing this thing here, stop, and it just kind of...
It didn't flow.
No, it didn't flow well. But yeah, this other thing that I had in mind, I figured out why this season has probably not been as great. Because every single plan that Bubba has made has had zero payoff. Like, every plan that he has made has fallen apart and just taken a big left turn. And this is his plan. It shatters into a bunch of mini quests. Just like the whole time.
I think you're right.
Yeah. Because his first plan, go become daimyo, nobody believes in him. Second plan, go earn some respect, nobody believes in him anyway. And it just keeps...
And the Tusken thing doesn't pan out.
Yeah, the Tusken
thing
fails.
doesn't pan out.
The meeting doesn't really go anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
We've
that's
had
true.
It's a long series of little fails to try and get to a bigger win, which in Mandalorian you had a small series of little wins and maybe a few big fails.
Mm-hmm.
But you would get to the win eventually.
Yeah, I can see that. I don't know. I don't really... It's weird. I don't really care for anything that happens story-wise at this point for Boba.
Mm-hmm.
I just want Boba's character to be able to be put in a place where that's a really awesome character.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see him again one day. That's what I want. I want to be able to put him in that space in my head.
Yeah.
You know? And right now it just doesn't feel like he's getting there.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I am not someone who, even though I bring up the Legends a lot, I'm not somebody who needs him to be the Legends character. It's just something I compare it to. which is why I bring it up so much. But if they were to change his character, which they have, and they make it a character that is memorable, that is a character that I like, I'm cool with that. So I just want them to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
At least something I would personally like it to live up to his name, because I hear Boba Fett and I think, ah. And this has kind of showed a more humble side of him.
Yeah.
You know, I know there's been a couple of moments where they showed him kind of go and in the middle of a fight, like he's all in and just kind of lost in the fight. Rage mode, yeah. And not that has to happen all the time, but those moments kind of felt like they were trying to show this is how he is kind of thing. And I keep waiting for when the whole thing comes out, like the whole story. Like they keep showing pieces of that and not really anything more than that.
Yeah, why is he afraid? Fear.
Yeah. There's like zero payoff. But I hope that whatever happens in this last episode brings things together and maybe, I don't know, gives more solidification to his character. Like
it's the last chance.
Yeah, last chance.
Because if it's not good, I don't know if this will get a season 2.
Yeah.
As is, I don't know if this is getting a season 2.
Yeah,
For the way people are talking about it. But the only other thing I had was, so the Mandalorians, just a little extra thing is, before they got glass and stuff, there used to be factions. And so these guys, they're a Mandalorian thing. We've never seen them before this. But Death Watch, they were the guys who were considered extremists, where they wanted to return to a way of warfare. They didn't have the whole helmet thing. They just wanted it to be a warrior culture.
Yeah.
But the vast majority of Mandalorians were peaceful. And they called themselves New Mandalorians.
The Death Watch?
No. I'm
The
saying
others.
The others section.
Okay.
Like the most people who once lived in cities, they were considered themselves New Mandalorians, and they wanted to go down the path where they just a peaceful society in the Republic that made most of their money off mining. Interesting to see that this all happened. I never would have expected in a million years that they all got killed like that. Hey.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
So, guys, thank you guys very much for being here. Guys, if you like your time here, please leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more. Check out the Patreon in the description if you guys want to see the uncut version of this reaction or you want to see the podcast where we talk about anything and everything. And so, thanks again, and we'll see you guys next time in React City. Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, bye.
And thanks to our patrons, Robin, Joker, Fizzbuzz, Andreas, and Uvivectech.